Here in this picture we have circle O with a central angle formed of AOC, and that angle is 80 degrees. Now, because that angle is 80 degrees, that means the intercepted arc then is also going to be 80 degrees. And we know that. That's what we've learned about how to find the measure of an intercepted arc. That's 80 degrees. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw from A to B. And if I draw from A to B, notice what I form. I form something called an inscribed angle. And we've talked about inscribed angles. ABC then is an inscribed angle. And we're going to talk about the measure of that inscribed angle. And we're going to talk about it this way. If we continue just thinking about some things, we already know that CB is a diameter of the circle, and that we've already taken an angle AOC at 80 degrees. So what does that make the remainder of this? Well, isn't that a straight angle? So isn't this 180 degrees total? And so we took away 80. Doesn't that make this equal to 100 degrees? Okay, going further, what does that make this arc right here? Isn't that arc 100 degrees? So if that arc is 100 degrees, then I also want to focus on this triangle that is formed by AOB, and I'll pull it out to just kind of talk about it a little bit. AOB looks like this. You'll just have to pretend that I got everything perfect, but AOB has two radii that are the same thing. This angle right here is 100 degrees. And so what does that make this and this as far as the angle measures? First of all, it's an isosceles triangle, so the two angles are the same measure. The angles of a triangle always add up to 180 degrees, so those two angles have to add up to 80 degrees, and they equal each other. So doesn't that make this 40 degrees? So we've just said that this angle right here is 40 degrees. We've said that the inscribed angle ABC is 40 degrees, but look at the intercepted arc across from it. That's 80 degrees. The relationship is half? Yes, the relationship is half. Now further, I want you to understand is that we can take this concept now and draw anything from A and C anywhere on the circle in the form of an inscribed angle. And when we do that, that is going to be the same measure of any other inscribed angle. So what does that make this inscribed angle's measure? 40 degrees. And so there we have it. The measure of an inscribed angle is always going to be 1/2 the measure of its intercepted arc.